Okay.
Dude, nobody waiting.
Then we'll start with questions. Raise your hand, please. Let's go to Levi.
I didn't raise my hand, but I do have a question. Is the roster moves that were made today, is that an indication that Rougned Odor is feeling better?
Yeah, we're kind of hoping that he should be able to play either Friday or Saturday. Tomorrow or Saturday, I'm hoping. Yesterday, what I saw looked better. He swung a lot harder in the cage, kind of on his own. Like we didn't really want him to swing yesterday, but he felt good enough to where he felt like he could. So he gave me a little bit of hope that he could be able to play tomorrow or at least Saturday.
All right. And then as far as the backup catcher situation goes, I mean, I assume I kind of know the answer to this, but just to get it in your own words, what was the thought process that went behind sort of sending Trevino down? Or I guess you had to choose Trevino or Mathis at that point, right?
Yeah. I mean, if we weren't going to keep three, obviously we were going to have to decide between those two. And, Mathis has been pretty impressive. Both guys have been, honestly. It was a hard one because I really like Trevino, and I think he's the kid's a heart of a champion. I tell him that all the time. It just sucks because we had to make a move, and if we weren't going to keep the third catcher, it had to be one of those two. I like where Mathis is at. He provides obviously a ton of value. So if I'm not going to pinch hit or DH Chirinos, which maybe I wouldn't right now, just by the way the roster is, then obviously one of them had to go.
Yeah. I'm good for now. Thank you.
The questions, TR.
Chris, do you expect Rafael Montero to be activated on Friday?
We're hoping that. Yeah, I think he pitched pretty well. He felt good the other day. I think he should be active tomorrow. Yeah.
Are you at the point now where you got to, cut loose both Montero and Rodriguez? I guess you know what I mean by cut loose.
Yeah, it's getting to the point. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping to have a little softer landing for Jolie. I thought about putting him in last night, just to get him in there. But obviously at this point, yeah, you just got to basically throw him into the fire. Same with Montero when he gets back.
Okay, what else? Questions? Alex.
Just out of curiosity, as far as Luke Farrell being the odd man out in the bullpen, just kind of want to get your thoughts on that. And of course, with Montero being activated and having to make a roster spot for that.
Yeah, we're having to make quite a few, obviously, and we thought about this quite often. With Farrell, I think obviously him throwing yesterday had something to do with it. Him having options. I feel like he's thrown the ball okay. I know he gave a homer yesterday, but I feel like he's in a decent spot as far as how his stuff is planned. But unfortunately, we got to look down the list, and there was a couple of guys that came to mind, but we felt like that was the best situation moving forward. In 10 days we can possibly bring him back, because I told him to be ready. There's a good chance we're going to be maybe shuffling some guys in and out. So I like Luke, and I trust him. It just seemed the right move for yesterday.
Just got the short end of the stick.
Pretty much, yeah.
Thank you.
Other questions, please. Chris.
10 games in, the bullpen, I think I was looking at the numbers. I think 10 earned runs in the last series, and then more earned runs than innings pitched in this series. How do you assess your bullpen right now, and how drastic do you anticipate decisions to be made going forward?
Yeah, I mean, we have obviously had a tough time with the bullpen the last 3 or 4 games. We got to get better. I mean, we got to get guys in there. We got to get it done. Yesterday, we obviously had a lead, and we didn't keep it. I thought overall, I thought Jabot actually threw the ball pretty well. He gave up a homer. He struck out the side, made some quality pitches, but just the one mistake, obviously came back to haunt him. So right now, I don't know if it's more of, we're just one mistake and it's costing us every time, or it's, the other day it was a lack of, throwing the ball to the plate. Yesterday, we did a good job of attacking hitters, and they got us on a couple. So, we're going to continue to to look every day. I don't think we look too far in the future right now. We want guys to come in right now and get the job done because we need to win some games. That's kind of where we're at. So is there going to be shuffling around? I think there's going to be a little bit of who we trust and to go out and get outs for us. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Everybody's got to kind of take that mindset right now.
Really quick on the offensive side, I asked a couple days ago about Adolis Garcia and then, choosing him over Tavares. Do you anticipate any kind of move there, especially with Tavares' bat-to-ball skills and then his, the defense he would provide as well?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's definitely a discussion. I think we're discussing every possibility right now. We need guys that can help us win games, and that's where we're at. So if we feel like that's going to make a difference, then we'll probably make that move. Obviously I'm not going to give up on a guy after one or two at-bats or one game. But if we think that there's a better, option for us, then we're obviously going to take it. I think that's where we're at with the whole roster right now.
Thanks, Chris.
Other questions? Evan?
I just keep going back to a couple of words you said last night. You used the words, we desperately need to win games. You mentioned on several occasions, we need to win some games. Those are words I haven't heard you use since you took over as the manager here. Are you in kind of a different state in terms of how you look at where this club is right now?
I'm sorry I use the word desperate. I don't think we need to be desperate. I just think we need to find a way. We need to have some resolve. Like it's not easy right now. This whole season has been obviously a challenge. And I think things are getting stricter. As far as rules go, there's a lot of things that are kind of coming down. Where everybody's seeing what's going on in the league. MLB's obviously becoming more strict. So our ability to kind of go inward is being hardened. And that's something that we pride ourselves on here. So there's a lot of challenges. It is, like I said, it is what it is, but we have to find a way to keep fighting. And if it means, even if we lose today, as long as I see these guys are fighting and they're together, staying together when you can't be together is difficult. And I think that this is the time when I would normally, get the group together, get them all together. We can't do that, unfortunately. So it's on each individual, I think, more so than it is on the actual group. So every guy has to take ownership of this and just scratch and claw and fight any way we can, however ugly it may be. That's what I'm saying. Try to find a way to win games. Once we get things sorted out and we kind of get on a little bit of a roll, then it's a different story. So I don't like to use the word desperate, but I just want to see you just keep fighting. Our guys are fighting, but this is an easy situation for everybody to kind of say, woe is me, and the world's caving in on us, forget it, like we're just going to give in. No, we can't do that, and I won't allow that to happen. And I trust our guys. Our guys are they do have a lot of fight in them, but we got to just keep going. We got to stay strong.
So Chris Woodward, the manager, hasn't reached a new state of mind in terms of your evolution as a manager?
No, I'll never obviously panic and desperation is, listen, we have to win a game today. I get that. But I've been through far worse. And I think a lot of other guys in this locker room have as well. Chu and I were talking about that. This is nothing compared to what most people have to go through in life. So there is no desperation. There is no, the world's, falling in on us. No, it's not that. We just can't allow ourselves to feel that. It's easy as a ball player to feel that sometimes when things aren't going your way. Like yesterday, Allen pops that ball up and, Matt Olson pops it. We can make mistakes. Other teams make mistakes all the time. Yesterday, it just seemed like we're just getting hit by these mistakes more so, and it gets amplified. So we just got to negate all that and just keep fighting and keep grinding, find a way to win.
Woody, I haven't seen a lineup, but is Tejeda starting today?
Yes.
Where's he playing?
Second base.
He's playing second base? Okay. And that's his major league debut. Okay.
Yep.
And then just the last thing, just to go back on the Trevino-Mathis decision, if this club's in a different situation in a week or 2 weeks, does that potentially impact how you make that decision?
I don't know. I guess I'll tell you then. I'll let you know then. I don't think so. I think that was a tough one though. I mean, credit to Trevino. He made it really hard to make that decision. Either way, it was gonna be a tough one. We love both guys. So if we were gonna cut down to 2 catchers, unfortunately we can't keep 3. So one of them would have to go anyways. But to credit to both their character, like we love them both.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions for Woody? Jeff?
Is DeMarcus Evans? What did you think of his camp? And is he close to being potential help to the bullpen?
I think so. I liked what I saw. I thought there was some good growth there. I think early in camp it was a little bit. I saw the youth kind of come out a few times where he's trying to be perfect and he get really upset about things. And psychologically or emotionally, he's improved a lot. He's working hard. Execution wise, is where I want to see some more consistency. So once we start to see that and we start to see the emotional state kind of be regulated, then we can trust kind of putting them in some of these situations, especially in a shortened season where it's only getting more and more important. So I like where he's at. I just think he needs to get a little bit more consistent to make him an option.
And then on Odor, we see the numbers. Before the injury, you were still seeing the quality, the right approach. He hadn't abandoned his swing changes, so there's still faith that he's not going to be a sub 200 hitter. Correct?
Yeah. There was. I think there was a few games where I saw a little bit of, maybe to Evan's point, a little bit of desperation in his, trying to do too much. Because he saw the way the team was playing and we weren't hitting, so he was trying to create something out of nothing. But I think overall his mindset is much better. And listen, it still has to show in the results. Like, I preach process all the time, but we preach process to get results clearly, because we know that that's the best way. So I need to continue to see this. The consistency of who he is now is there. Now, hopefully that just kind of relates to the actual, production on the field. But I do still trust, where he's at. We just need to get him back on the field.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Woody? A couple more. We'll go to Chris real quick.
Yeah, just one quick one. Other than Montero, obviously, because we know he's going to be coming back, do you mind revealing who might be next in line at the alternate training site if you guys do make a move to put somebody in the bullpen?
I don't know. I'd have to, we obviously have discussions about this all the time. I don't know if I want to say it here, but there are some guys down there. Obviously, Derek Law being, potential candidate, just because of the experience factor. You look at Louis Garcia, got power stuff. Potentially DeMarcus, obviously, depending on how things go. There are a few guys, obviously, down there that we would go to. We brought Derek Law. Obviously, if something happened here, we'd probably activate him because he's with us. Obviously, with Montero coming back, we're gonna have to obviously remove a pitcher, tomorrow or the next day, whenever we activate.